Shabbat Shalom to all of you. We just arrived to the third parashah, the third portion of this first book, Bereshit, of the Torah. And we are in the process now of learning about a new beginning. It's interesting, a new beginning. We had, in the first portion, we had a new beginning. In the second portion, has another new beginning. And now again, we have another new beginning. And only by a matter of the way that the Torah is telling us, we have 10, 10, and 10 generations. And in Gematria, number 10 give us an idea of, not only idea is the fulfillment, complement, and something new starting. Well, here we are going to hear about a very interesting personality was called at the beginning Abram. And later on, his name is going to be changed. Abram is a special man that has been chosen by the Creator. And this is one of the things that I'm going to deal with, evaluate, and talk to you. Because we have come to so many religious understandings about how Israel became Israel, and who is a Jew and who is not a Jew, and all those things, that you will be surprised what do you believe and what the Torah says. You know, today, because of the organized religions, most of the religions, they request from you conversion if you want to be part of their community. You know, you need to convert. You know, you used to be a frog, now you are something else. No, they convert you. The hocus pocus, I call it. And only if you go through certain things. But is that what the Torah teaches? And we are going to see that that's not the case. More than that, it is that most of the institutionalized, organized religions, they are going to demand on you that you need to go through a process of conversion if you are not supposedly born into that religion. No? And even if you are born into that religion, you need to go through a process too. And if you don't go through that process, you are totally disqualified and you are not part of them. Then we need to start learning more about, because you see, Abram, now we know him later on as Abram Avinu, our father Abraham. He was called from nowhere to nowhere. Again, basically he was told, from the land that you are, from your home, from your place that you live, from your family, leave all of them and come, follow me, said the Creator. The Creator, the Borei Olam, called Abram. And here is a real clue for all of this. And this is my understanding through many years of spending and studying the Torah. It is not about pedigree. It's not about the blood, as many people want to make it believe in that way. It's about the calling. To make it very quickly, and because I have talked to you about this before, in Israel has been a big problem in the modern Israel about the idea who is a Jew. And even in the Supreme Court of Israel, they don't have a clear understanding what is a Jew. And the Jew is a religious, is a conversion, what it is. And who convert, who doesn't convert, who has the right, who doesn't have the right. And right now, there are many sects in Judaism that they are fighting against each other, that who has the right to convert and who doesn't have the right to convert. Like they have the power to convert. Who is Abraham Avinu? Abraham Avinu come from the Chaldeans, or the call Chaldeans, or in Greek it's called Mesopotamia. You know, among the two rivers, there's from the city of Kutz and Urs and then Haran, all the area. Is what we see right now, Iraq, basically, the land going to Syria. And they come in that way, and he is taken to the promised land, to Canaan. Sometimes we ask you about why the promised land. Because of that land didn't have not too many virtues. You know, was arid, there has problems with food and everything else. We are going to see here in this parasha. The first thing that he arrives, and he needs to run to Egypt because they are starving. But he calls, and look at how he calls. In verse in chapter 12, when he goes and he embarks to the land of Canaan, in verse 7 he says, and the Lord appeared to Abraham and said, to your offspring I will give you this land. So he built an altar, you know, and there the Lord appeared to him from there to relocate to the mountain of Bethel and pitched the tent with Bethel and Ai on the east, and built there an altar unto the Lord and invoked the Lord by name. Then Abraham journeyed steadily toward the south. Here is God talking to Abraham. Now, just before, you know, before he going to Shechem to the plain of name, he's going to describe with whom she's coming. And he say, so Abraham, verse 4, so Abraham went as the Lord has spoken to him. Listen carefully. And so Abraham went as the Lord spoke to him. Here is a very important idea. It's the Creator who is leading him. He is not leading the Creator. I don't tell the Creator where I want to go. He tells me where to go. He already has asked, leave father, mother, leave all and come with me. I'm going to lead you. Then he said, and Lot went with him, and Abraham was 75 years old. He was not a young man. He was already an old man. He was older than me when he left. Maybe that's it. I need to wait until 75 to start doing my journey. And Abraham took his wife, Sarai, and his nephew Lot, and all the wealth, all the funds that he had, all his belongings that he has got together. And here is very interesting. I don't like the translation in the Hebrew Bible, in the English Bible, you know. And he said, and here amazed the people that they has acquired in Haran. You see, in the Hebrew language, he say, Be'et hanefesh asher asu beharan. And a better translation for me will be, and all the people that he made. And we need to understand that in the spiritual sense, in higher level. What are the people that he made? No acquired it, he made it. And here it doesn't say acquired it. Asu, he made it. What is the idea here? Very important. All the people who follow him listen the message that the Creator has given to Abraham Avinu, our father Abraham. And all of them follow him, not because he was Abraham, but I followed him for the message that he received from the Creator. And all of them, where they were his Talmidim, his disciples, his people, his community. No one of them was coerced to go with him. They went with him voluntarily because for the first time they had heard about the true God who reveals to Abraham who was the only God and no only God beside him. You see, at the time of Abraham was coming from a society that was idolaters, pagans, many gods, a God from everything in the area. And he's going to come with a message that is going to revolutionize the whole world. And that message is, there is no other God besides me, say the Creator, the Boreolam. There is no other one. And this is the message that Abraham Avinu is going to take it to the land that he has given. And why he needed to leave his own home, his own security, and everything else. Because the Creator is going to teach Abraham to depend on him, not on others. And here is when we are going to start learning this process about Emunah and Bechira. Adonai and Bitachon. Emunah and Bitachon. Emunah, faith, and Bitachon, trust. We are going to learn about this process. And who are the people of the Lord? What are the people that Abraham is following? At the beginning is this concern about who is going to inherit it. Inherit what? Is through the seed of Abraham. To the seed of Abraham. And here has a very important understanding. I want to get a little ahead of you. You can see this in Bereshit chapter 30, but very clear. You have the, first of all, Sarai becomes Sarah, and then he gives birth Isaac. But before that, Abraham had a son, Ishmael, was from him. No? And he was not elected. Then, at the end of the life of Abraham Avinu, he married Keturah. And with Keturah, they had 6 children more. Among them are the Midianites. But they are not considered the chosen people. Why? Because the only one that was called, was given for the promise, was Ishmael. Isaac. Please, forgive me. Isaac was a slip of the tongue. Thank you for you're listening. Then comes Isaac, have 2 children. Same father, same mother. And these 2 children, who they are? Esau and Jacob. Esau is known as the Edomites, you know. They're non-Jews. They tell you about when you want to trace your bloodline, you know. The same mother and the same father. And he is not. And most of us, we say this because my mother or my father, you know. Next, you have Jacob has 12 children, male. He started with Leah. Leah, he didn't like too much, but he didn't waste his time. And he has Reuben, Simeon, Levi, and Judah. Okay? 4 children already. Rachel got upset. And she said, why I don't have children? And Jacob said, it's not to me to give a descendancy. And he gave it to her servant, Bilhah. And Bilhah has 2 children. Okay? Dan and Naphtali. Then Leah got upset again. You know, why you not going to give you my servant too? And they give it Silpah. And Silpah has 2 children, Gad and Asher. And then Leah again has 2 children, Issachar and Zebulun. And finally, Rachel has 2 more children, Joseph and Benjamin. The 12 are considered part of Israel. 4 different mothers. And still today, no one of those mothers were Jewish. Then, if we continue what to our rabbis today tell us who is a Jew, we don't fit what the Torah tells us. What's the point I am trying to make right now? It is that we have learned through the times so much doctrines and dogmas made by men that literally we have been destroying the true word of the Creator. Or we have bypassing by men's wisdom to the point that we think that men are more capable than the Creator sometimes because the Creator didn't have time to do it well, and now we are going to make it right. Abraham Avinu needed to leave his home because he was being bombarded by the status quo. And we needed to get out of the status quo. Many of you today maybe come from different backgrounds. And many of you are going through this process about rediscovering yourself and your relationship with the Creator. And many of you has arrived to the conclusion that the Creator is talking to you and is leading to you to a way of life. And here has nothing to do with which doctrine do you have or which dogma do you have. But it has to do what is inside you and what is your relationship with the Creator. Has nothing to do with the cosmetic that you wear outside. Totally the contrary. The cosmetics can be deceiving because they don't allow you to see what it really is in you. You're going to see now Abraham Avinu coming to a land who he doesn't even know and doesn't offer him too many things. But he trusts in the Creator. And immediately when he arrives there, there is a famine. And he needs to keep going to the south. And even there with all supposedly the faith of Abraham. You know, when he gets to Egypt, he starts shaking his boots because he knows how the Egyptians are. And he said to his own wife, tell them that you are my sister. Because in that way, they won't kill me. But let him do that. What he was doing is he was literally selling his wife. Let me ask you this question. Abraham Avinu, our greatest patriarch, and he is showing a sign of weakness. He is ready to give his wife, and he literally did it. And because of the intervention of the Creator, nothing went to worse. And he won't do it once. At the end of his life, we're going to see that he does it again. And we ask ourselves, did he learn his lesson from the beginning? What the Creator is trying to tell us about Abraham Avinu? That he was a dedicated man, he followed his calling, but he also was human. How many times we make our heroes greater than who they are, and we make it like gods? And we miss the most important part of them, their own humanity. Trying to look at all these great heroes of the faith in the different religions, and you're going to see that the myths and all these ideas that have been fabricated around them, they made them bigger than what they were. Why? Because we like to make heroes greater than all of us. And what we miss is the most important part of them, their own humanity, that we can really relate with them as human beings. Because our Creator wants to give it to us, an example through all of us with our limitations, that we can keep being faithful to Him. You know, examine many in Christian religion, you have the Messiah, Yeshua, Jesus. He has made greater than anything else, and he has been equal to God. You go to Islam, you have Muhammad. And Muhammad has been making greater than anything else. You go to the Buddhist religion, Buddha, greater than anything else. All their heroes, greater, greater, greater. And we miss the most important part of them, about their humanity, about how they struggle, about how they could identify with us. Then Abraham listened, and he hears the voice of the Creator, and he goes and follows the Creator. And even in spite of him committing mistakes, the Creator is faithful to him. Then he has this encounter with his own nephew, Lot. And Lot starts seeing that, I don't want to be part of Abraham any longer. I am now an adult. I want my independence. Then he sees, Abraham Avinu, he sees the fight among the quarrels, among the workers of Lot and his workers, defending the right cause. And he said, look, let's separate. You go to the right, I go to the left. You go to the left, I go to the right. You choose. And what Lot does? Lot choose the best place, the greenest place, the granary of the promised land. And look at what it is today. You're going to see what happened after. Sodom and Gomorrah. He was looking at himself, what is the best for me? Was his uncle who was taking care of him? And he was so selfish, that instead to be respectful and reverent to his uncle, who had brought him up, taken him as his son, and he will, the nice thing, the polite thing, the right thing to do it will be, Father Abraham, you brought me here, you had the right to decide where to go first. No, he immediately took it in the best part. And he left. And he was in his own world. And what if he went to the worst part of the world that he could go by the influence of this mentality, that perverse mentality that we have today here in this world? It's the same perverse mentality that they had in that way. And one day, the Creator was going to destroy that area. But before that, he is taking captive Lot. And Abraham Avinu, what he does? With his own small army, he fight 4 kingdoms. And he fight and rescue his own nephew. He could say, you know what? You decided to go there? It's your problem. But that is, you see, he didn't have a vindictive part on him. You know, many people have left this area, but I don't have anything vindictive against them. I don't wish bad to them. Totally the contrary, I wish the best. Abraham Avinu did that for Lot. Not only that, but then later on we are going to see that he intercedes for them for his rescue, you know, with Sodom and Gomorrah. But what happened? When you separate, what can you learn from this portion too about Lot? He separates from the real center of virtue, and you go to the worst parts. And when you go to the worst parts, you want it or not, you are going to be contaminated. You need to start learning about choosing with whom you get close to. That's what you need to learn. Because you cannot be isolated. And if your friends are bad, sooner or later you are going to be bad. I say this to the young people. Learn to choose your friends. Be smart. Because if you have friends that are in drugs, are doing things that are not right, even that you say, I don't do drugs, or I don't do what they do, you are little by little pushed to do it. Do you know how the world starts changing the values and the moral values of the nations and the people? Well, little by little, they're feeding you things that are wrong like they are right. And guess the moment that you don't have any longer the capability to put self-defenses against those things. And suddenly you start accepting this morality that's totally wrong because everybody does it. How many times I have heard young people say, well, everybody does it. What's wrong with it? Because everybody does it, it's okay. And that's the problem when you are young and you don't have the capability to see the struggles of wrong behaviors. And we as adults, we have the responsibility to make our young people to know what is right and what is wrong. We cannot force them, we cannot put a pistol in the head or anything like that, but they need to know what is right or wrong, because at the end they are the ones that they're going to decide it. See, I used to have a certain family that they used to have their children so controlled that the children were so happy when they could get out of that control. And I tell the parents, you don't need to control your children. You need to teach them what is right and what is wrong. You need to give it from the beginning, the basics of the understanding. Because each one of them, they are going to do their own choosing. And if you control them to a point that they feel like they are in a jail, what is going to happen is they are going to start doing things behind your back. And they won't trust you. What you need to do is to talk to them honestly and to tell them about the consequences. And they need to see that. And yes, you have the right to tell your children, this company is good for you, this company is not good for you. Because you as an adult, you have more capability to see things that they cannot see. And many of them, they're going to get upset. Who are you to tell me? I don't know, you don't know. You know, that's going to, and you need to tell them in the right way. Look at this and this and this and that. Show them. Oh, they are not like that. I say, look at how they behave. And then they, little by little, they're going to see it. Because also they want to do what is right. Because also they love their parents. Moshe Rabbeinu goes, and then he makes a covenant with the Creator, chapter 15 and in chapter 17. Those covenants with the Creator is to give us an idea that he is in total and constant contact. At the end, in chapter 17, we are going to have the covenant of the Brit Milah. And by the way, the Brit Milah doesn't make you Jewish either. Because if that was the case, Ishmael will be Jewish too. This is the problem that sometimes we have to understand the values and the requirements. Because here is the bottom line that I want to tell you. To be part of Israel is not based in blood or in conversion. Being part of Israel is based on calling by the Creator. The Creator will put in you that desire to follow Israel. Because Israel means a constant struggle within. Means that you have put in your heart a desire to serve Him and to be part of this community that is going to give the light that He has given to us. And what is the light that He has given to us? It is the Torah. Abraham Avinu, already with the total and conversation with the Creator, he was receiving the Torah. He was being reminded about the Torah in the conversation with the Creator. You see, how the Torah becomes a reality in your life, how you can be a Shomer Torah, it is by having a relationship with the Creator. When you walk with God, you start learning things that you cannot learn in any other way. It's not who teach you, but it's who you really are and how He is talking to you. Because our Creator talks to each one of us individually. Each one of us, we are special to Him. The same way that Abraham Avinu was called by the Creator. And He brought with Him a group of people that He made it. It's interesting, the word that He made those people. Why? Because every time that you talk to the Creator, you have also the opportunity to talk to others. And you have the opportunity to share what you have received. You don't tell the people, this is what you need to do. What you need to tell the people, this is what is doing in my life. And you are going to be surprised how many people are going to put attention. Because they are not looking at you only for what you say. Your best witness tool is who you are. And sometimes we do not understand that. That's the reason we call it halakha, our walk with God. Abraham Avinu walked with God in every day. And everybody saw that in his people. From his wife, his children, everybody saw that he had something special in his walk with God. And he was what he said that he was. He didn't try to become something else. How many of us we think that if we change the colors of our cars, or we change the colors of our clothes, or we dress in one way different to the other, we are going to be something else? How many of us we think that cosmetics can make us something? What the true transformation of each one of us, it is what is inside us. This is the reason that I do not believe that Moshe Rabbeinu was converted. Moshe Rabbeinu was transformed. He was given the opportunity to be aware of the presence of God. And God talks to us. There is nothing more special to each one of us. The opportunity that we have to talk to him with our Creator. Blessed be his name. May this day, a special day in which we can all start talking to him and having this relationship, not about how is my external way, but what do we have inside. And everything from you comes from within, inside you, not from outside. You know, when Yeshua was confronted by people about what they could eat or what they cannot eat, they were eating with the unclean hands. You know? By the way, he was not talking at that time about kashrut, as many people want to make it believe. What he was talking about was, in the time of Yeshua, was Israel. And Israel was very clear what could you eat, what you couldn't eat. The issue was this new law that the Pharisees, the Perushim, the religious people had been giving, and was the Netilah Yadayim, the washing of the hands. And they were saying, but your disciples didn't wash their hands, and how they can eat? And what Yeshua say? Do not worry about what they put in their mouths. Because whatever put in the mouth goes to the latrine. Worry about what comes out of your mouth, from within you. I ask you that ourselves, that we are walking now with Abraham Avinu, and the Creator is revealing to us new things, a new walk. Let's see what is coming from inside us, not from outside us. Shabbat Shalom.